Hello and welcome to WWJT. What would Jesus tech? What technology would Jesus use? What technology should we use? We're Christians, me, Andrew Noble. I'm a Bible guy. I hope to be a pastor one day. That's the trajectory of my life. I'm here with Joel Jacob. He's a tech guy. He's been a tech guy his whole life. You had an iPhone when you were born, right, Joel?
It was one of my, I got the 3G actually when it first came out. So it's one of those early adopters.
Yeah, you're always telling me about tech. You're always saying, hey, try this prototype that I'm working on and stuff like that. So we want to talk about technology and we want to talk about how a Christian should approach it. And I just struggle with this myself. I sometimes don't connect the two worlds. So I'm excited about this podcast to work this stuff out. I was trying to teach my kids, my toddlers, the New City Catechism. It's just a way of instructing your kids in biblical teachings. And so I'm like working through, who made you? Okay, God made me. That's the right answer. Good. Okay, and then what else did God make? And then you're supposed to say everything and everyone, or everything and everybody. And so I'm working through this with my daughter, and then she sees a Tesla driving, and we're talking about how her uncle works on Teslas and helps build them. And so I say, oh, did you know that like your uncle built that? And she's like, didn't God make it? And she has a good point. And maybe you haven't wrestled with this. Does God make things today? Is he involved or is he distant? To what extent is he involved? And do we kind of remove him? And I struggled with it. And I realized that here I am graduating seminary and I don't have a good answer to a simple question of, is God active in technology today? The answer should be yes. I should have said yes. I should have been like, yeah, God makes it too. They both make it. God needs to be involved. But anyways, this is just a trailer. This is just getting us into the topic of technology from a Christian worldview. There's lots of questions that are difficult to answer, not just this most simple one of, is God involved with technology, but a lot of other complicated ones, which Joel, I think you know way better than me.
Yeah. And I think you definitely touched on it. That's really part of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast. As someone who works in tech, I feel like I have this Sunday version of me and then my weekday version of me, where on the weekdays I'm focused on tech and on the weekends I'm focused on like my spiritual journey. And I'm trying to figure out how I can bridge the gap. How can I intertwine them? So what I'm working on is really part of my like life's mission or my kingdom vision, if you will. It's interesting. I think the church in the past has considered the impact of technology. And I think that's the case going forward with even Tesla. You may not know has a new product called the Tesla Optimus robot. So it's not just a vehicle that they might be working on, but it's like, how do they transfer that artificial intelligence and robotics knowledge they have into creating a humanoid robot that can take care of chores in your home. There's other technology fields that we'll talk about, like edge computing, Internet of Things, which is related, quantum computing, virtual reality, augmented reality, crypto and blockchain, 5G, and other connectivity technologies. What does that do with cybersecurity? And it's not just the ones and zeros we're looking at. It's also genomics. How does that get impacted by technology and the innovations we've had, especially with all of the accelerated investment through COVID and social media? That's definitely played a role in this like past 2 years, even more so with giving people platforms and using technologies that are maybe sponsored from other countries. There's a lot to unpack for us as Christians and even as people who are just looking to understand technology. So really looking forward to get into those topics and probably learn from you some good perspectives to consider.
Well, and I'll be learning from you what some of those words even mean. So this will be a good time. So please join us. We'll be available wherever you get your podcast, and look forward to talking to you. WWJT, What Would Jesus Tech? I'm Andrew.
I'm Joel.
Let's talk to you soon.
See ya.